Hello everyone, it's Steve with Aptera Owners Club. Okay, today Aptera on their Facebook page showed a couple of pictures of the binks that have arrived in Carlsbad, and it says the bink parts have arrived for PI2 through PI4, so that's three binks total. Due to bink parts arriving towards the end of August, PI2's completion has been moved to September. That's not unexpected. Um, we always kind of figured that having a PI2 finished by August was looking very unlikely. And September, I think, is a much more doable goal. Now, if we don't see what we haven't seen is we have not seen the chassis. The chassis has not been seen. Like we've only seen it in renders, have never seen a physical chassis um, anywhere. Even it's being done in Europe, but we have not seen pictures of it from Europe, and we definitely haven't seen pictures of it in Carlsbad. So if we don't see a chassis show up in the next 2 weeks, then I think having PI2 built by September is gonna be pretty hard. Okay, but I think they have 2 weeks or so to get the maybe 3 weeks to get the chassis into Carlsbad, and then I think we can start building things. We know they have the motor. We've seen pictures of that. We know that they have the air handlers. We've seen pictures of that. We know the bink is here because you see that, you see like hoods back here. Well, anyways, so in the comments, let's give encouragement to the engineering team who's been working around the clock to meet the end of August timeline for PI2's inner workings to fully function on the bench. So looks like all the internals, a lot of the electrical things, that's been tested on the bench, and we've seen the motor being tested on the bench. So I think the big piece that's missing is the chassis. We've seen the battery pack, we've seen the bink, we just haven't seen the chassis. So if you look at these pictures, you can see here, these are the doors, here's the hood. I think that there's another hood here, part of the tub. And then here's the hatch, and I believe that the tub's underneath here too. Um, so a lot of these pictures came from Steve Fambro's Twitter page, and I've confirmed with Aptera this is actually Steve Fambro. So at Steve Fambro, that is the real Steve Fambro. There's a lot of fake Steve Fambro accounts. There was a fake Steve Fambro account on Facebook. This Twitter account is actually Steve Fambro. And so you see here, this is, I believe, the tub and the hatch. The hatch looks super cool. And then this is the first, this was from like, what is it, 2-3 days ago? Yeah, a couple of days ago. This is where Steve Fambro says 2 large boxes arrived from Italy today containing binks for PI through 2 through 4, going to be trimmed shortly and the construction will begin. So that's interesting. What we can see is the parts do nest very well, and you can ship 3 entire binks in 2 boxes that are not that big. And they sent them over here without the trim, which is kind of interesting to me because I would think that CPC has all the automation to clean off and trim this excess stuff here, this stuff right here. But they sent it over, so either CPC is too busy with other projects, or Aptera was getting antsy and said, "Hey, just we have the people to do it. Just send it over as soon as you can, and we'll do the trim." Now, remember, the original plan was that the binks are going to be trimmed and assembled in Italy, but it appears that these, at least the PI builds, are being trimmed and assembled in Carlsbad. That does make the shipping a lot easier. Now, I talked to some people from Aptera, and they said that the plan is still to have the binks assembled in Italy for the production, but for the PI models and maybe the earlier production, it's going to be kind of some of it in Carlsbad, some of it in Italy. And what I think is interesting, let's see, I'm going to open this in a new tab. If you look at this, it appears that unfortunately there's probably been some damage here. So the the SMC parts. So here's the CF SMC parts. The SMC part looks like part of a door, I'm guessing, but there's definitely been some damage here in transit, and it looks fairly significant. Yeah, some of this is like torn. So I don't know how they're going to deal with this. They're going to have to repair this somehow. It is just fiberglass, so probably fairly easy to repair. I don't think that this is part of the trim piece, but there's definitely been some damage here during shipping. So that's going to be an issue. The last thing that I wanted to see is Steve Fambro posted this video today, and this is something that some people, especially there's been, I forget his name, but one of the detractors that comments a lot on this page, he's like, why haven't we ever seen the solar working? The solar doesn't work. The solar's a scam. Why haven't we seen any tests of it working? So this is a video of the solar working, and you can see how the UI works. It looks pretty slick. So let's watch it together.
So just showing the solar charging. So right now, I'm going to turn it on, and we're in the warehouse, so we're not really making anything, of course, right? 0 watts. But as soon as I poke the nose out,
you see the hood, and you see the dash
is only doing like 18 watts, but the nose is really cooking. But the roof's not getting anything yet because we're still inside the building. Let's poke it out some more. 60, almost 100 watts just from the hood of the dash.
That's cool. You can see the coloring coming in as it charges.
Let's go all the way out. About 70 watts. So 220. Now it's almost 10 in the morning. Lunchtime. I think this will be close to 300 watts.
All right, well, there you go. There you see it. And you see here it says, here's how the solar works on Gamma. At present, does not have the solar rear hatch because it doesn't fit on Gamma. And so with the hatch, you should get close to about 700. That's like maximal, like that's the optimal. You're not going to get 700 watts unless it's like the sun is in the perfect position and you're like directly underneath it, like the sun is directly overhead. So, but that's the peak. That's what you would get under ideal conditions. But you can see definitely it's working. It looks like he got about 220, 230 watts at 10 a.m. in the morning with just without the hatch. So that's pretty good. And so I really like the UI where like it colors in. I think it looked like it was like fading in and out. Me personally, I think the UI would be cooler if the intensity of the green got brighter as it was producing more towards its peak and stayed lit instead of like that pulsating green that they saw in the UI. But anyways, I know that's something that people have been kind of doubting and people have been wanting to see, but that was really cool. So yeah, if you want to stay abreast of some Aptera news, I think Steve Fambro's Twitter page is pretty good.
So just showing.
All right, thanks for watching, guys. Have a great day.